Today I will show you how I will sew a pillowcase with the leftover fabric from my couch slip covers. First, take your pillow and measure its size. I will measure the distance from the seam on the left side to the seam on the right side. In my case, the side of the pillow is 45 centimeters. Since the pillowcase is square-shaped, the other side must be the same. I will cut 2 square pieces of fabric with each side measuring 46 centimeters, which is 1 centimeter more than the size of the pillow. As you can see, I have to make 4 pillowcases today. I will use the zippers that I took from this old broken suitcase. I told you that I will use them one day. Now put both pieces for the pillowcase on the table with the right sides facing each other and align them. Unfold the top piece and put 2 pins that will temporarily hold both pieces aligned. Now take the zipper, place it on the fabric piece and cut it to the right size. The zipper must be about 2 cm shorter on each side of the fabric piece. Now center the zipper on the fabric piece. The right side of the zipper must be facing the right side of the fabric. Now you have to sew this side of the zipper. I will use the presser foot for quilting and I will set the stitch length of the machine to 4. Stop sewing when you get closer to the slider of the zipper. Leave the needle in its lowest position, raise the presser foot and move the slider to the back. This way your seam will be straight and also you will eliminate the possibility to break the needle by accidentally sewing over the zipper pull. Now it should look like this. Remove the pins and unfold the second fabric piece. Use the same pins to pin the zipper to the fabric piece. This way the zipper should be perfectly aligned with the fabric piece. Now turn the pieces over and sew the other side of the zipper to the fabric. Stop sewing when you get close to the slider. Leave the needle in its lowest position, raise the presser foot and move the slider to the back. Don't forget to support me by liking the video. Now it should look like this. At this stage of making the pillowcase, I will sew over both ends of the zipper. This step is optional, but I always like to do it. It would be very hard to pull out the slider when you sew the pillowcase, but this is just for safety. You can make a zigzag stitch, a short straight seam, or you can sew both ends by hand. I decided to remove one of the sliders so each pillowcase would have only one slider in the end. Now it should look like this. Both sides are secured and you can't remove the slider. Now leave the zipper halfway open. Fold both fabric pieces with the right sides inside and align them. Now you have to start sewing very close to the seam of the zipper. Then on the other side you have to finish sewing very close to the seam again. Both seams on the side with the zipper must be the same length, otherwise the zipper won't be centered. You can pull the zipper tape slightly to make it easier to sew closer to the first seam. To make the corners sharp and pointy, turn the fabric at a 45-degree angle and make 2 stitches. Then continue sewing the other side. You can make a back tack on each corner to ensure the pillow will last longer. Do you know that some people like to taper the corners to make the pillow look like a perfect square? There is even a tapering template available. You can always use a French curve ruler to shape the corners if you want. I prefer the regular pillowcases because we see them every day and I find the other ones look a bit odd. When you reach the other side of the seam, you can pull the zipper tape to make it easier to finish sewing. Now it should look like this. If you are using the zipper presser foot, you will be able to make the second seam even closer to the first one. This is what the corners look like. Now use scissors and cut close to the seam on all corners. I'm using the pinking shears, but you can use the regular ones as well. At this point, the pillowcase is ready. You can turn it inside out. This is what the corners of the pillowcase look like. Tell me, do you like them in the comments below? And this is the final result. I hope this video has been helpful. Thank you for watching, have a nice day and see you in my next one.